John, we are back with another top 10, this time covering the rest of the PC era, basically 2010 until the present, to find out the greatest PC games of that era so far. I guess we have to add in so far because we can't save all time because, well, the present is still going on. So present at this in this case is September 22nd, 2025. That's when we recorded this. So you have a sense of why some things were not included, if they did get votes or not. Because yeah, we've reached the present, and a lot of people have been like, well, how can you reach present games? Because there's all like this era isn't over, this era isn't over. We just go so far because, games are continually going to come out. There's amazing games coming out constantly that, just haven't got a chance to get counted yet. Who knows? Silent Hill F could be one of the greatest games of all time. Everything else coming out. Bubsy 4 could be one of the greatest games of all time. We don't know. But we have to go with what is out so far. And before we get to this list, and by the way, I decided to cover 2010 to present because by the time you get to the current decade, there's not a whole lot of difference between PC and console in terms of games. Like, you do have some exclusives, but it feels like it's more like the early access stuff. It's more like the more experimental stuff. Most major stuff from publishers, it's just more just another avenue.
Yeah, there's a couple of PC only games. I think like Half-Life Alyx is one of the bigger ones. That's PC only, VR only. Something you couldn't do on console, but it's pretty slim these days.
Yeah, and that's another thing I should mention is that I have received questions about whether I'm going to do greatest VR games of all time. I don't have a stake in that, to be honest. I don't have a connection with VR whatsoever, so I would be utterly inept in talking about it. And I honestly don't think there's that wide of an audience for VR. It's just not taken off in the way. It's Sony put out their VR for PS5, and nobody talks about it.
Yeah, that's the place for the hidden gem. What category are we calling that?
So we're going to be doing a wild card
right
before, which I'll give more details on that when it comes to voting. But if you want to have a little preview, basically when we get to the wild card vote, which is the very last vote before the final top 10 games of all time, just to reveal what actually made everybody gets to vote for the games that made these final top 10s. We'll have a wild card vote, and with wild card, it could be anything that has not already made the top 10 from any of the categories. And I do not have any restrictions on that one. Any game, any console, any mod, any variation, you want to put it on there, it is viable. You want Project M? There you go. You want another Metroid 2 remake? Bam, there you go. You want Undertale Yellow, bam, there you go.
Also, get your Virtual Boy games in there. Get your Virtual Boy Wario Land. Get your the Shin Megami Tensei game that's escaping my mind right now. Jack Brothers. Get them all in there.
Anything that I did not cover, any categories we did not cover, you can vote in it for that one. What will make the top 10 of that list? That's a good freaking question. That is going to be all over the place. So, oh God. But that being said, in thinking towards that future, that I do have a bit of an announcement before we get to the present to talk about the PC games. So bear with me here, but I think a lot of you will be okay with this. So in counting up, I was going to save to do this until later, but it became kind of dire when I was doing the tallying for this list. In that half of the original, half of the games that made the top 10 originally were games that already made the list, which gave it a pretty poor showing for PC and what it was all about. So I was going to say wait till later to do this and have a bit of a surprise, but I decided to do it now, where I am getting rid of duplicates, and not just for this, across the board. So let me break down the changes. If a game has appeared on more than one poll, it is combined with the earliest appearance of that game. The second poll then fills in the gap with the next viable game from outside the top 10 and will be filled in as such until there are 10 unique games. So let's say we started with NES. So Super Mario Brothers 3 made that list. If Super Mario Brothers 3 had made the GBA list, for its re-release, it would have been crossed from that list, and instead, next game in the line for the GBA list would have then made the top 10 as an example. So I went through all the top 10s and made that a case. I also removed certain compilations from it. For example, one of the bigger ones is the two big ones, I should say, because Rare Replay and the Halo Master Chief Collection stayed because there's a lot of games in there that are not represented elsewhere in the poll. However, in the case of the Orange Box, every single game in the Orange Box made the PC list. In the case of Sonic Jam, every single game in Sonic Jam made the list. There's no reason to have the compilation in that case because every single game individually is represented. And at least in Sonic Jam's case, there's no reason to have the 3D stuff is cool, but is that really why people are buying Sonic Jam? So to break this down, we also did one extra thing. And this was thanks to, I'm blanking on the name. I wanted to write that down, but I forgot to do it beforehand. But somebody reached out to me and actually provided something in terms of the indie list, which I know a lot of people also kind of were upset about with how certain things laid out. The 2010s indie list has been further separated from 2010 to 2014 and 2015 to 2019 with two separate lists to represent that. So there are more indies on this list to represent what got on there. So what are our changes based on all that? Let me go down here and see what we got here. The first big one that got affected was the Game Gear because half of those were from other systems. So our new top 10 for the Game Gear, starting from 1 going down to 10, Sonic Triple Trouble, Tails Adventure, Sonic Drift 2, the GG Shinobi 2, the Silent Fury, and Rystar. Those are all the old games. The next 5 are all brand new that just got added onto this, which include Shining Force, the Sword of Haja, Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, the original GG Shinobi, Columns, and Power Strike 2.
Oh.
Yeah. I forget which game was a lot of these cases I forget was removed originally, but Saturn also has a brand new game in its top 10 where its new number 10 has become Guardian Heroes.
Oh, that rocks.
So awesome. Guardian Heroes is now viable for the top 10 games of all time. So enjoy that. Going back to PC, our I believe it was 90s. Yes, our 90s PC list. Command & Conquer Red Alert has now made the list, which I'm very happy about.
It's a bit surprising it wasn't there in the first place. Yeah.
Right. It just didn't quite make it. So Red Alert is now there. Going down a bit further, our 90s arcade games. We now have a new number 10 with Power Stone, the original Power Stone, now making the list.
Cool.
So now that is viable. Moving on to Xbox 360, we moved one of those. I forget which one it was. Again, I apologize. I don't remember what got replaced, but this final list is more the important part here. Anyway, our new number 10 for the 360, Gears of War 2.
Again, it was strange there was no Gears of War the first time.
Exactly. So Gears of War gets to be represented. For the Wii, we have taken off, I believe it was Twilight Princess. And our new number 10 is now Donkey Kong Country Returns.
Okay.
So there's that one. We have our next arcade list, which I believe was the 2000s to present. 3 got taken off there. You probably heard a few of them, Power Stone and so forth. Marvel vs. Capcom is definitely one of 2 was one of them. But we got 3 new arcade games on this list, which include the original Mario Kart Arcade GP, The House of the Dead 4, and Ikaruga.
Very nice one to have.
Yep. And for our original indies list, I believe from the 2000s, Machinarium is now on there.
And that was one I kept saying, where is it?
Yeah, Machinarium is now on that indie list because it would have been 2 extra, but because we had a tie at number 10 previously, those just both got moved up, and Machinarium is the only one that got added in. Nice. For the Vita list, we have a new one for number 10, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Thanks to the Vita, all 3 Danganronpa games are now on the top 10.
Not that surprising though, but neat.
Yep. For the PS4 list, because of Persona 5, making the PS3 list, so combine those. The Last of Us Part 2 is now on the top 10.
Okay.
Which
So
was,
I think Natalie said that Persona 5 is now definitively the best PS3. That's the way to play it now.
yeah, that is the way you play it. To be fair, for listing out, I have them listed out like what consoles there are, and so I have PS3
Yeah.
/ PS5, PS4, and all that. Anyway, keep continuing on. We get to the Switch, which, hey, definitively the because of that, Breath of the Wild is on there,
right.
because of that being on the Wii U list. But we got 2 new games for the Switch list. At number 9, Pikmin 4, and at number 10, Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Cool. Both very cool additions.
Yeah. And now we get to our indies, and this is where the major change happens, because this finally gives flowers to the indie games that came out between 2010 and 2014, because only 2 games from that era made the list initially: Shovel Knight Treasure Trove and Minecraft. After that, the other games that get included are Terraria, Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, Freedom Planet, Super Meat Boy, The Stanley Parable, The Binding of Isaac Rebirth, VVVVVV, and Hotline Miami.
All of those, every single one of them, we were a bit bewildered that weren't there in the first place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
especially VVVVV. I think every console that game was legible for, we were guessing it every time. It's such a cool game. It's so weird that it was left out.
Yeah. And so they get a chance. I know a lot of people were wondering, like, what about Hotline Miami? Hotline Miami is so good. So there we go. And of course, to fill in the rest of the 2015 to 2019 indies, we have 4 new games, which again will make people very happy: Disco Elysium, Deltarune Chapter 1, Bug Fables, the Everlasting Sapling, and A Short Hike.
Very cool. Very cool.
So
you've been busy. He didn't tell me any of this stuff. He very, like, he was saying, I've done something I'm not going to tell you about. And no, very, very cool changes.
Yep. So there's a bunch of new games that are now in consideration for the top 10 games of all time. And I'm going to be with our 2010 to present PC games list, John. I'm going to tell you what originally made it and what is now there for a lot of the cases. So it's going to be quite interesting. I don't know exactly how I'm going to thread the needle on this one, because it's going to be a little hinky because it doesn't match up whatsoever. But yeah. Also, I might have to also make a few tweaks considering, because let's be honest, there's no way the rest of the Deltarunes aren't not going to make it at some point.
Right.
So we'll figure that out as it goes along. Anyway, John, you ready to actually talk about the 2010 to present PC games, which got only 286 votes total, but still very manageable and a lot of variety, because we got 231 different games before we reached the final, the ones that only got 10 points or less. So,
jeez,
again,
I am ready, but I'm full of dread, because this covers basically 3 generations of consoles. It's the end of 360. It's all of it by PS4, and it's current gen. It's a huge portfolio of games.
Yeah. So let's get into it. See what we have here. So, John, what is our number 10 rest of the generation PC? I don't even know how to put it. 2010 to present PC game. Let's do it.
Yeah. I've also got to account for no duplicates.
Yeah, no duplicates. So nothing that came before.
Yeah.
In previous top 10s, if you can remember those, are going to be on this list.
I fear I probably can't remember them, so let me know if I mess up. But let's go with Skyrim appeared, didn't it? In previous top 10s.
I believe so. Let me double check. Yep, Skyrim.
Okay, no, not Skyrim. Let's go with. Okay, let's go with something that maybe isn't it's not a likely pick from me, but Warframe. Warframe was pretty huge on PC.
Warframe. All right. At number 10, it was originally Stardew Valley.
Yeah.
It is now Sid Meier's Civilization 6.
Okay. Stardew Valley was going to be my original guess, but then I remember it very recently appeared in like the last one we recorded, so no.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, cool
So
pick
yeah,
though.
Civilization 6. This is the one I probably played the most.
Mm.
Because I saw friends playing Civ 5. It looked really cool, and it just happened to be that Civilization 6 was coming out soon. So I picked that up, and um it's so addictive. I honestly, I'm afraid to play it anymore because there's so much DLC. There's so many changes that is made to it, and it really is the definition of one more turn, one
Mm.
more turn, one more turn.
It's cool to see it reemerge because Civ dominated quite a lot. I think was it the DOS list or the '90s PC list? There was a fair amount
Yeah,
of Civ.
it kept popping up. We did get the original civilization to make the original the 90s Windows list.
Mm.
So it's the ones in between did not quite make it, but Civilization 6 did. Have you played this one before? Have you suffered through the addiction?
I've played earlier Civ games. I haven't played a modern Civ though. I feel like I
Mm.
should.
It's a good time, playing around with all the different civilizations, going forward. I've not had a chance to check out anything of Civilization 7, but I know there's been it's not quite where people want it at or enjoy it at. So I also know that Civilization 6 worked out a lot of the kinks through its expansions and DLC. So it's not impossible for 7 to bounce back and still be quite good.
No,
Um,
totally.
so there's a Civilization 6 at number 10. And I'm realizing I probably can't give you what originally made it because it'll just kind of spoil what's coming later for the this list. So there we go
Okay.
there. We'll just go off the other list, and I can go break down what made it otherwise. But yeah, Civilization 6 at number 10 with 113 points. So
Damn.
let's find out what got number 9 on our 2010 to present PC games list, beating out Civilization 6
Hmm.
by 10 points.
Okay. I'm gonna lowball a Valve game because this was big, but I think more in its bubble. It wasn't like a broad game thing. It was more dedicated PC gamers. Counter Strike Global Offensive.
Oh, okay. At All right, Counter Strike Global Offensive at number 9. You are correct that it's Valve, but it's not Counter Strike.
Huh.
At number 9,
Oh, Dota.
Half-Life
Oh.
Alex.
Oh, okay.
Half-Life Alex made the top 10 thanks to these adjustments.
Yeah. It's disappointing it's so low though, because I think this is one of the best games ever. But it's so few people played it
It's
then. That's the
limited
problem.
how many people
Yeah.
can actually play it to get the stuff for VR. It's why I've not played it,
Mm.
despite loving Half-Life. I'd love to try it. It looks interesting. People just sing its praises, but I'm not buying all the stuff required to get it to play it on
No.
VR.
Understandably. I played this on a Quest 3S, which is like the cheapest headset you can get. And it was still really good quality. And I think part of what makes it so good is it's all fairly level grounded. So like you're not going on a big adventure through the world like you do in Half-Life 2. Like, it's all in City 17 for the most part. Um, but it's all everything. The scale of everything's just crazy. Like looking up and seeing a Strider, it feels like it's in front of you. You get to interact, like you can pick up pens and draw on a window or something. It's just an unprecedented level of interactivity, and the gunplay itself. I played standing up because I found that you like moving the analog stick to turn my head would cause like a little bit of dizziness. So I was
Mhm.
playing just fully head tracking, and so when you're in combat, you're ducking to like get around cover or like going behind a wall and peering out. It's so uh just an extension of your own movement. And it's something that I don't think any other VR game has quite come close to. And plus, it's a Half-Life game. It's just so well made.
Mhm. Yeah, it's nice to see that Valve still has it because they have
Yeah,
not. They just don't do a lot of game development anymore. Um, what where does it take place? I don't know that.
it
Is
takes
it like
place before Half-Life 2, so it's a
oh,
prequel
okay, so
to yeah. You
prequel.
play as Alex before she meets Gordon. And so there's a prototype to the gravity gun with the gravity gloves. And so if you see ammo or something, you just point your hand at it and flick it towards you, and it just comes to you. So you're able to like if you've taken down a soldier, you can just kill them, take their ammo, put it in your gun, reload it, and go boop boop boop. Because your reload is part of your own actions too. So it's so cool how interactive everything is, but it still feels video gamey because of those gravity gloves.
Mhm. That's awesome. Yeah, as soon as I saw that Half-Life Alex made it, I was like, "Oh, John's gonna be happy," because
Yeah.
it didn't before until these
No.
changes. So, yeah. So yeah, Half-Life Alex at number 9. Let's go ahead and move on to our number 8 2010 to present PC game, though. And John, what got number 8 beating out Half-Life Alex by 15 points?
Oh, every single one of these is going to be really, really tricky.
Yeah, I'm trying to
We've
think of
had,
a way to give you a nice hint, but I'm not sure.
yeah, we've had Witcher 3 already, I believe, right?
Yes, we
Yeah,
have.
we have. Okay. uh,
Give you a bit of a wrinkle with that. Like it's nice, but it's also like, oh crap, it makes it a lot harder to guess things now.
yeah, it sure does. I'll come up with something though. So let's say,
I will give you a hint in that it's
okay,
first person.
that
It's
does
a first
not
person
narrow it
game.
down.
No, it does not. Not on PC, but it's first person.
Okay, I'm gonna go then. I also got to check out the years they came out. Make sure I'm not guessing too early.
It's a
We've
wide
had
range.
it's too early for Portal 2, and plus we've had Portal 2 before.
We have had Portal 2 before.
Yeah, let's go with No Man's Sky.
No Man's Sky. All
Yeah,
right. At number 8, Overwatch.
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 Hmm.
So there's a lot of people that have turned on Overwatch since then. It's and Overwatch 2 has kind of maybe stained the legacy of the original. But I can't underestimate how understate how just friggin' popular Overwatch was when it first launched. Like
Yeah,
this was the game.
it's still one of those quietly popular games. People talk about it like it's a dead game, but you go online, you're still going to find a match really easily.
True.
Uh, I really enjoyed Overwatch. I didn't stick with it more than a year though.
No, I
I know
didn't
some
either.
people were super dedicated, but I had a great time with it. It felt like a more modern TF2 for the most part. You know, you're still doing objectives like capture objectives and all of that. But the cast was just so well made. Like every single hero felt like they were powerful and had a need. I also like how it made assist characters feel valuable. Because usually,
Mhm.
like in TF2, when you're the medic, like you're valuable because people rely on you, but you're not getting points for it really. Whereas in Overwatch, if you're assisting people and they kill someone, you get co-credit for that kill. So it's like you feel like you actually are contributing to the game, which was a really cool idea. And I don't think many team games did that before Overwatch.
No, I don't believe so. I did not play a lot of team games before Overwatch, but it was so hyped. It was so hyped up, and it was so like I really enjoyed those like character trailers
Mm,
to the point where I was really surprised that there was no story in this game, considering like we got to put Overwatch back together, and then it's like, well, we can have any random characters on any random team, and they're just fighting each other for no apparent reason. So
yeah.
whatever. um, but I picked it up, and yeah, I played support. My main was Mercy. I
Mm.
really enjoyed playing as Mercy, and it felt really good to find a player that was just killing it and just make sure they're alive, and then bring out my little pistol that I was surprisingly proficient with, and I got more kills than I would have expected with that little pistol of hers, but it was just gratifying. Like I felt like a small part of the victory, and that's all I want because I know myself. I'm not going to be the guy that's like gung ho and taking it for the team. I'm not good enough for that. But if I can support that victory, I feel pretty good.
Yeah. I juggled characters quite a lot. I'd say my main was probably Tracer because I loved the rewind mechanic. But,
Mhm.
I played everyone. I played, like, Reaper. I played, let's see if I remember their names. I played most of them, though, just juggling all the heroes. But, yeah, something after, like, the year period, for some reason, I just didn't keep playing. And then Overwatch 2 came along, and I felt even less need to pay attention.
Mhm.
But I did
I,
really enjoy my time there.
I wonder if we got bogged down by the free to play mechanics and the loot boxes that really brought them to the forefront of like the conversation. Like if you want to get all the skins and stuff like that for your favorite characters and so forth.
Yeah,
Um,
probably. And it
yeah,
doesn't help that all the Blizzard stuff hit around the time the Switch version came out.
yeah, that did not help at all. But it started out very, very good. Just maybe not so great decisions have
Yeah.
lowered its legacy. But I think I think it's fine to have in the conversation, as
Yeah, totally.
it really did represent this era,
Yeah.
for especially when it came out. So yeah, Overwatch at number 8. So let's go ahead and move on to oh shoot.
Oh,
I've
what's he
screwed up
done?
myself. Oh
What's he
wait,
done?
hold on. Hold on. I need to check. I need to check something here. Okay. Yep. Okay. I messed up. One thing.
How
I
badly have we
included
messed up here?
I included a game that should not be included.
Uh-oh.
So let me fix that. Hold on. Okay. Okay. I got it. Thank God. Thank goodness it's a pretty easy fix, all things considered.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, John, let's rewind a bit
Okay.
because we have a new number 10, thanks to my mess up. I accidentally included Witcher 3.
All right, all right.
I accidentally included Witcher 3 in that one. So it was not part of that one. And yeah. So let's change things up because now our what is our new number 10, which came in below number 9 by 1 point.
Witcher 2.
The Witcher. Oh, you're saying The Witcher 2?
Yeah, Witcher 2.
Nice choice. Nice choice. At our new number 10 with 112 points, Pizza Tower.
Pizza Tower. Cool,
Pizza
cool, cool,
Tower.
cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, this game rocks. People for years have been asking for a Wario Land 6, I guess, and we never got it. This is the closest you'll get. Just brilliant mechanics, very Wario Land 4-y, but with super, super speed. Very something you've got to memorize. Like it's that Wario Land mixed with Sonic in the best possible way. Wonderful game.
It is a chaotic experience. Like you kind of want to always go at a fast pace, but you honestly want to go at a slow pace when you go through it. It's like one of those things where you have the mechanics to go so fast that I was constantly doing that, but also missing things because of that, because there is a lot of exploration there.
Yeah.
And it is if you've not played it, it is entirely Wario Land 4 inspired because you're going through the level, exploring, checking things out, and reaching a certain thing. And then it's a time thing, like you got to go back. You got to go back through and the entire level and get back to the exit. But they had an extra wrinkle where you can choose to do a second lap for an extra reward. And they have like these medals you can get with these, like where they get better and better ranks. They really challenge you if you want to master the flow. Like there's a flow to the movement of this game. And if you lock in, it could be really, really fun. I struggled to lock in, but I still very much enjoyed the game.
So I'm not pulling off the crazy speedruns you see, but it's still really fun. But check out these speedruns because people just do these ridiculous things with it.
Oh yeah, it's nuts. It is nuts what they do with it. So yeah, just to go back over now what we got here is Pizza Tower at number 10, Civilization 6 at number 9, Half-Life Alyx at number 8, Overwatch at number 7.
Okay.
Let me double check to make sure our number 6 is not anywhere. Okay, we're good.
All right.
Oh God. Okay. John, what is our number 6 2010 to present PC game of all time, beating out Overwatch by 1 point?
Oh, this is so tightly put together. I'm gonna say Cyberpunk 2077.
All right. It is not Cyberpunk 2077. Instead, it's Elden Ring.
Oh. I guess this hasn't shown up yet. Yes, we haven't gotten to the current generation.
Yeah,
cool.
We were talking about before. You were guessing Elden Ring in the previous one because you were guessing like it did come out for Xbox One and PS4, I believe.
Yeah,
but you said people associate it more with modern consoles, but no, it looks like they also associate with PC. Well,
yeah,
once it adjusted for all the repeats.
Yeah, no, but what wonderful game. It's open world Dark Souls, and that's what you boil it down to, really. It's Dark Souls, but you can go anywhere, and there's a really good justification for that, because in Dark Souls, if you're struggling against a boss, you either defeat them or you grind, right? You get a new weapon or you get more powerful. In Elden Ring, though, you just turn around and go somewhere else. You just go and
Yeah.
take down another boss, and by killing that boss, you're going to get inherently more powerful and get better weapons. So the world never gets to the point where it's impossible because you can just go and take on something completely different. You can get lost, find a cave, and that cave's going to have equal level quality to the core place you're going. There's just so few games as well made as Elden Ring, and it takes all the right Breath of the Wild influence, but still keeps itself as a Dark Souls at its core. And it really is just one of the best games ever.
Yeah, I've only played it a little bit, but the
Mm,
little bit I played is like this. You can just feel like this is something kind of special. The world is well put together. It's interesting to go around and just seeing what you can find, and just discovering every little bits just here and there that sort of expand upon the world. And I do want to play more of it, but it's actually rather interesting. I don't know how we got interested, but our oldest son, Chase, um, found himself curious about
mm,
Elden Ring and decided to play it. He never beat it. I think he got bogged down a little bit by it because it is his first Souls game,
sure.
but he still made solid progress and he started up, played a little bit, got a better understanding of it, wanted to try a different character class. So he restarted rather than have to respec or anything. And he tried that out and really enjoyed what that has. So he liked the way that you can approach everything quite differently and getting, you can figure out different ways of handling it and finding sort of his style. So he put in some solid time to it, but he never ended up finishing it, but put in way more than I did. And he was it was interesting to see him just take down some of these massive bosses.
Yeah. I remember quite early on in the opening sort of biome area, there's this treasure chest you can open. And like Dark Souls has like lots of mimics in them, so never trust a chest. But you open this chest, it just teleports you to the other side of the map, like really early on in the game, and you then have to like run your way back through some of like level 70 monsters or something, just run past them. It's a valuable lesson though that like
Yeah.
sometimes you just got to run.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's time to get out of here.
Yeah.
We gotta go. That's amazing. Yeah, that's definitely one I wouldn't mind getting back to. Just because it was a lot of fun.
Well, let's hope they fix up the Switch 2 version, but before it comes out, because that wasn't
Let's
in the
hope
best
so.
state.
We,
Yeah.
we don't know when the release date is, so it's a
No.
lot of people were assuming they were trying to clean it up a bit. So
Mm.
we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Elden Ring at number 6. So John, you ready for our top 5 PC games, 2010 to present PC games of all time?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah. Are you having any idea like how we're how we're kind of bringing it in? It's like,
Mm,
is it getting easier? I guess is the question.
I don't know. I'm gonna keep Cyberpunk in the bank. Not
Okay.
gonna bring it back yet though. Um,
Okay.
I'm trying to think what we've had and what we haven't had.
Because
So
I will say that our number 5 only beat Elden Ring by 4 points. So it's still
okay,
very close.
yeah, it is very close. It's not Baldur's Gate 3 time. We're holding on to that one. Um, so it's not Baldur's Gate. It's not Cyberpunk time. We had Hades previously, didn't we?
Yes, we had Hades previously.
Yeah. I suppose what we haven't had is Vampire Survivors.
Oh yeah.
So
We
let's
have
throw
not
that
had
in.
Vampire Survivors yet. We're going Vampire Survivors. All
Yeah.
right. At number 5, Final Fantasy 14, A Realm Reborn.
I was holding on to that one as well. I thought the top 3 would be a solid Cyberpunk, FF14, and Baldur's Gate.
Final Fantasy 14 would not have made this top 10 list if not for getting rid of
That is actually
repeats.
crazy.
It would have not made the list because I've played this game. I played all the way up to the end of Dawn Trail. I have not done the stuff post that. I've just been so busy with other things. I've not been able to get back to 14 for a while. But Final Fantasy 14 is such a ride. It really does treat it as a almost like a single player RPG. It's just the Realm Reborn really just sort of establishes the world. you're not too crazy for a plot. It's a pretty basic plot, but it establishes everything that you need to know. It's the essential stuff. And then they start with each expansion, just taking those concepts and playing with them and changing them up and expanding upon them to the point that when you finally get to the end of the first story arc with Shadowbringers and Endgame and Song Endwalker, that it really does become just this a highly emotional game. Like this game has made me cry with some of its its story content, and there is. I think I can. How much do you know? How much do you know about Final Fantasy 14 as far as story wise, John?
So I played the original FF14 when it came out, like the vanilla version before the big reboot.
Oh no.
And I played that not that long. I'd say I stuck with it for maybe 7 hours before just deciding I wasn't really enjoying it. And then I picked up A Realm Reborn. I didn't stay for the long haul because I cannot commit myself to an MMO. I have too much other things to play. But I know a decent amount. So you go on. You tell me what you're going to say.
I was just going to try to sell anybody. Granted, it's the third expansion, so it takes a while to get there. You have to get through the main game and then 2 expansions, and this is the third expansion. But by the third expansion, the concept that you're playing with, and I don't think this is a major spoiler or anything like that. Just to break it down, is what if you were a warrior of dark instead of a warrior of light, taking the concepts from Final Fantasy 3. And that's where I'll leave the hook at that. Okay. And it's a nice inversion of what you're used to.
Yeah. I know this is an incredibly special game. I have a friend who he met his soon-to-be wife through FF14.
Oh, wow.
And I've got a few friends like that. They just have like a little Discord server together where they've all met through FF14. And every couple of months, they meet up together in real life. It brings people together because it's just such a social game that you just end up like making these bonds online in a way that I haven't really seen in any other game before.
Yeah,
and it takes over cons. Like you see so many people dressed up as FF14 characters, and people treat their own character as like an extension of them. It's such a unique thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of like people really take their characters and their backstories pretty seriously. Well, certain characters and whatnot. You'll definitely see other people running around with some very silly usernames and whatnot. But the community, from my experience, have just been like they're happy to have new people. They don't grief anybody. It's just like, let's get you like, okay, I want you to enjoy this game. Let's help you out as much as possible so you keep playing because we want you to be as into this as we are.
Yeah.
It's just a really welcoming community. It's been a lot of fun. I had a great time playing through all of this with Amy, experiencing the story with her, and just being mind blown by a lot of stuff that we encounter. It's just fun. It's a really good time. You can see the quality expand, getting better and better as far as the mission structures and what you're doing and the story stuff as you go through. It's a great time, and yeah, it's daunting. It's a lot. There's a lot of classes, but it's also it's as user-friendly as it can be. It's as inviting as it can be because, Amy played the entire game on my PlayStation 5 with a controller. It makes certain classes, like she was initially a healer, but it was like really hard for her to make sure she was healing everybody as efficiently as possible with the controller. But outside of that, she was fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, very special game. Glad to have made it on here, but let's go ahead and move on to our top 4, which at this point are the only 4 that actually made the original list before we had to take out games that already got chosen. So, John, what is our number 4 2010 to present PC game of all time, beating out Final Fantasy 14 by about 50 points?
Okay. Maybe Dota 2, because no other Valve game can make it at this point, unless it's Counter-Strike 2 Global Offensive. Because we've had Half-Life Alyx, we can't have Portal 2 again. So yeah, I guess Dota.
All right, going with Dota 2. All right, at number 4, it's not Dota 2.
Okay.
And in fact, I will tell you this: no more Valve games.
Okay.
Because at number 4, Fallout New Vegas.
Strange we haven't had that yet.
Right? This
Yeah.
is like the Fallout game for a lot of people. Like it is the thing that people think about, and it is about as early as you can go. This was 2010. This barely makes the
Yeah.
list, and it's as we saw with indies, recency bias is a bit of a thing. But Fallout New Vegas is just that beloved, and it's it's Obsidian. It's a bit buggy, has issues, but the story, the characters, it hits.
Yeah. I always thought that this was like the niche pick. Because like I thought Fallout 3 was the popular one and New Vegas was the cool one. Like kind of like Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. But
Mhm.
that's not the case actually. They sold really similarly. Um I think like 3 sold more, but New Vegas wasn't that far behind. And it
Mhm.
is better in like every way. You get cooler
Yeah.
setting, get cooler characters. The HUD's yellow now. That's kind of cooler.
It changes up how you start. You don't start in a vault. You start out
Yeah.
outside and you have it completely new. And I guess it should be notable that New Vegas is the only Fallout to make our top tens.
Yeah. I'm happy
Fallout
with
3 and
that.
4
It's the
did not
best
make it.
one.
Yeah. It's
I thought 4 was fine. 3 is pretty cool, but New Vegas just found its footing, yeah. And I think 3 always kinda felt very similar to Oblivion in a way. It's like
mhm.
Oblivion, but in post-apocalyptic with guns. New Vegas really found more of an identity than 3 did. So I'm more than happy that this is the only one in there.
It's more about the factions too, where like
Yeah.
you have all these different factions, and no one faction is really the best option. You just kind of have to go with what is actually going on there, and I think they realize how special New Vegas is because isn't the second season of the Fallout show going to New Vegas,
Yeah. Yeah,
and
it
isn't
is.
it considered in canon? So it kind of will help you tell like what is considered canon from the New Vegas story.
I guess so, yeah.
So let's see, the that alpha line. New Vegas lets you sell drugs to children.
There you go.
As you
That's why
do.
it's here.
There you go. That's entirely there you go. That's man, thank God.
We needed that.
We needed that. No, it's great to see it here. I think it's well deserved. And again, it was always going to make the list. In fact, originally, Fallout New Vegas was our number 9 if we don't take out repeats.
Whoa,
So
okay.
that's how much of a boost it got. So yeah, Fallout New Vegas at number 4. Let's move on to our top 3. And what is our number 3 2010 to present PC games of all time? Beating out New Vegas by 19 points.
I think I'm holding Baldur's Gate for number 1. But the next 2 are really hard to pick. Because we could just be taking picks that PS5 probably would have had, like Expedition 33 or
Mhm.
um,
I will help you out a little bit, and I will
okay,
say that both 3 and 2 are related to previous winners.
to previous winners.
Mhm.
Huh. Okay. I don't know if that helps.
It still doesn't narrow it down that much.
No. Well, we've had The Witcher 3. Let's say Cyberpunk one more time.
Okay. At number 3, it is not Cyberpunk. In fact, I'm honestly not sure if I should count this or not. I might change. It's the one I'm like, I might have to change some things around with my other list because at number 3, Deltarune chapters 1 through 4.
Yeah, what do we think, live audience? Because we've had Deltarune.
I mean, my thought is I'm going to replace Deltarune chapter 1 with just 1 through 4. I think that makes the most sense because it is more of a complete experience. I think that kind of works out better than that way. Personally, how do you feel, John?
I think they should count as one game
Mm-hmm.
because they're all part of one whole, really.
Okay. So that is the question of let's see. I got to bring up some other stuff here to take a look. So theoretically, I think what we'll do is we want to basically. I'll leave it up to John. I'll leave it up to John in chat right now. This is your advantage for being a part of the Patreon. You get to choose. And I know the next PC game, but I don't know the next indie game that comes up. So what would you rather have? The number 11 PC game go up, or the number 11, the new number 11 indie game go up?
I think I'd rather we give more of a spotlight to the indie game.
What about chat?
Yeah, so personally, I'd rather Deltarune stays here and the indie list gets a new game.
All right. Let me take a look here, and I'm seeing much more indies. So we're going to keep Deltarune in the PC list, 2010 to present PC list, and take Deltarune Chapter 1 off of the previous indie list. And now our new indie list that takes the new indie game that takes place, that got in after a short hike. Oh gosh. Sorry. I got to find, I don't have it broken down in every way. So it's like, I got to check one thing. I think I know which one it is. Okay. This should make a few people happy by the chat choosing this one. Our new top 10 of all time indie game that has made the list from 2015 to 2019 is Slay the Spire.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, Slay the Spire is now in. So congrats to Slay the Spire. And now we can talk about Deltarune at number 3 for the PC list.
Mm-hmm. So I am still yet to actually play Deltarune. I have it on my list of things to play. Loved Undertale, and I've heard so many cool things about Deltarune, but I've not heard specifics, and I want to keep it that way. I don't want to hear any plot points or spoilers or anything. I'm just ready to play it at some point whenever there comes free time, but I will play it soon.
Yeah. So do you think you're going to wait till it's finished? Because I believe it's supposed to be 7 chapters in total.
I've been wondering. Yeah, I think I'd rather wait until it's finished at this point. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have played the first 2 chapters. I have not played chapters 3 and 4 yet. A lot of people are excited to see me play chapters 3 and 4. Just to see my reactions to everything, because the game is that special. You like to see how other people react to certain things, and I know it's hard to talk about this game because obviously don't want to spoil things. It's all about the freshness, in terms of Deltarune and what you're going into it. But the way this world is crafted is a lot of fun. It leads avenues to a lot of really good characters, some really great, even just as far back as the first chapter, great character work. I believe the way this game was introduced was either a April Fool's or some other event where it's just like, hey, here's a demo or something like that, and people kept playing, and then it was revealed at the end, Deltarune Chapter 1. You're like, wait, what? Halloween night drop. That's right. Just out of nowhere, no announcement. Suddenly, here you go, brand new game that you had no idea was actually the case, which is kind of a special way to do that. That's right. It was a survey program. They called it a survey program, and that's how it went on from there. That's pretty clever.
Yeah. I mean, Toby can do anything Toby wants. He already became a phenomenon with Undertale. I think from that point, it just becomes, it's not for the money, it's just for the passion.
Yeah.
He doesn't need any more money.
No, he's kind of set. So but it's great to see him have that passion, have these characters. Just it still feels like Undertale, in terms of like its character writing. Honestly, probably a bit more, probably a bit better. I do think overall Deltarune is better than Undertale, even though it's not complete. It has much more interesting gameplay. The characters are a lot of fun, and I think because of its length and the chapter setup, there's a way for these characters to really get a lot of meat to them, and the way that it's expanding upon them really does add a lot. That it works under the chapter setup, but it also does work as an ongoing story.
Yeah.
So that's all I will say of that, though, because you don't want to say too much in regards to Deltarune,
but all I've seen is fan art of some of the characters every now and then. I've stayed pretty dry from anything relevant to the game itself, which I'm pretty glad to have, considering how big it is.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. All I'll say is that each chapter does have its own super boss, and apparently chapter 3 is rough.
Okay.
So that's all I really say for that. But yeah, Deltarune chapters 1 through 4 at number 3. Honestly, we could probably just include Deltarune as a whole at this point.
Yeah.
But we'll stay specific for now. All right, John, we have reached the top 2 2010 to present PC games of all time, with number 2 beating out Deltarune by 80 points.
Okay. There's still a lot it could be. I could bring Cyberpunk back again, which I feel like it is, but I'm going to say Hearthstone.
Hearthstone. Oh, yeah. We're bringing that one back. Okay. Honestly, not a bad pull, because I'm rather shocked at what not got number 2. But I think it is just that beloved. At number 2, Sid Meier's Civilization 5.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Another Civ game. All right.
Yeah, 2 Civ games made the top 10. And this one, well, Civ 6 was outside the top 10 before I replaced it, but Civ 5 in legit, and it was number 5 before this. So still like a really good showing. Deltarune was number 6.
Yeah.
Originally.
Good damn. Did you play Civ 5, or are you mostly just a Civ 6 guy?
I watched my friends play Civilization 5. It was one of those things where it was towards the end, but I think Civilization 5 was the one that, it had the biggest change, like maybe one of the most impactful changes, because before this, it was a square system, square tiles to set the game. And this one changed it to hexagonal. So now there's more options on how to move, and you have able to have more of a natural curvature and whatnot of things. And I watch my friends play, and they would just be so into it. And it honestly, watching them was like, I kind of want to play this. And so when Civ 6 came out, I was like, cool, new one, bam. let's get into that. Because you assume with games like this, you would assume the new one is theoretically better. But I don't know what, other than that, what makes them distinct in terms of that. What's new and all that and so forth, but it's still just really impressive and again, just as addictive. My friends constantly were playing this one.
Becca's right though. I'm assuming that number 1 is Baldur's Gate, which we'll find out soon. But it will be strange if we go this entire list without The Sims. But the only Sims of this decade was The Sims 4. Which is huge, but I don't think it had quite the same cultural impact as like The Sims, 1 through 3.
No, I honestly, I don't hear about Civ 4. Not Civ, Sims 4, Civ 4, Sims 4, because I think maybe a problem with Sims at this point is that EA will put out a base game, not much in it, and then just DLC pack, or expansion pack of here's to get the stuff that was in previous Sims games. Okay. 5 introduced units not stacking, so it's much more strategic combat, while 6 introduced districts outside of city centers. Okay. So it's interesting how they expanded it out a bit. Again, I'm not as familiar with 5. I played much more of 6, but I'm like, because 6 was my first, that's what I'm like, yeah, that's all in there. That makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think Civ 5 is, like, again, my friends were absolutely addicted to this. They just loved it. So I feel like
everyone's got a friend who's a Civ guy. Like everyone in the world has. If you don't know them, ask them. There's probably a Civ guy in your ranks somewhere.
They've been up to 3 a.m. One more turn. Yeah. One more turn. Again, I introduced Chase to Civilization 6 because he likes a lot of these types of games. So I was like, "Have you tried Civilization?" And I showed it to him. 3 a.m. staying up playing this game. One more turn. So yeah. Quite fun to see. So yeah. All right. Time for our number 1 2010 to present PC game of all time, John, beating out Civilization 6 by 165 points.
I mean, it has to be Baldur's Gate, but I am seeing a lot of good options in live audience right now, like Microsoft Flight Simulator. That was one of the coolest video games I've ever experienced. And it's probably not here. So let's say Baldur's Gate.
Gonna say Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
All right. At number 1, Baldur's Gate 3.
There was no other option, really. I mean, it is so big, this game. I started playing it with my wife, just side by side, not co-op, just playing the same campaign together, and it is so well made. Like every RPG you play, like a Western RPG, usually you get these canned animations where everyone has like a robot face. Baldur's Gate is not like that. Like, everything feels so alive, and you get the best character performances we've ever had in a game on a scope where it's just unprecedented level. It's basically just interactive D&D, but it understands, like when you play D&D, you're probably gonna get a bit stupid every now and just pull off these weird moves that wouldn't be possible to usually portray in a game, but it understands that stuff. Like you can put like mud over your face and then try and trick like a goblin or something into thinking like to avoiding you because you smell of like rotting mud or something like that. You can do that kind of thing, and it works.
Mhm.
It's just crazy how much it works. You can do whatever you want in this game, really, and all the characters are just fantastic. Even the side ones, it really it deserves to be here.
Yeah, it's one of those games that I really do want to play. I have not touched it yet because it is big, and when it first came out, my PC wasn't up to snuff, and I wasn't sure if I should play it on console or not because I heard so many people say it's like better suited for PC because of the more tactical elements. So I was unsure about which way I wanted to go. But yeah, I want to experience this because I've always been interested in D&D, but I've never been able to really get into it. It just I don't know, something about it just always held me back a little bit. So having a chance to really experience it, because I love listening to the stories that people have from their D&D campaigns about how this happened, or and this happened. I had this roll and it had to get to this number and I made it, or we had this other thing and I failed this roll and it led to this whole series of events. It's just the idea of that, and the fact that Baldur's Gate 3 seems to be able to capture that. Like, I think I was talking to somebody and they had a friend who was playing it, and they found out that they had one character just pick up these barrels that they would set it on fire and throw them out. It was like, and it do more damage than any other attack. And they're like, oh, you discovered barrelmancy. Like, oh, that's a thing. It's just having that idea of it is a lot of fun, and it is on my list. It is high up on my list of something I want to try and see how much I enjoy it.
Yeah. The game, like, if you just to play it from start to finish, this is a huge game. But people do multiple playthroughs because every playthrough feels different. Like you can go entirely different routes, take entirely different decisions, go different routes, and you don't even get to the main Baldur's Gate city until like I think it's like the third act. So everything else before that's just build up. But that build up itself is just exceptionally huge. It's something everyone should play at some point, but you have to carve a lot of time aside and make it your personality for a while.
You got to make that personality. Yeah. I've never played. I think I played a little bit of Baldur's Gate 1, didn't quite get it because I was so used to JRPGs at the time. Never played Baldur's Gate 2, but I also know that this isn't connected to those two. You don't need to know anything about those previous games. This is its own original thing. So that's probably for the best. And I think people are going to be very much paying attention to whatever Larian does next.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's quite commendable that they're not doing Baldur's Gate again, because like Baldur's Gate 3 was so big, success wise. And you'd think they'll just do a sequel. But I think they made more than enough to do whatever they want now. So very exciting.
That, and it's like it kind of feels like a type of game that you put all your ideas into. It's like, okay,
exactly.
What do we do from now other than just more of the same,
Yeah, nothing was left to the side. Yeah, just put everything you got in there.
Yeah. And I think Natalie in the chat is also correct in that there's no way this game's not coming to Switch 2 at some point.
Oh, it's got to be. It's got to, especially with the Joy-Con mouse. It has to be.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. But there we go, John. There is our top 10 2010 to present PC games list. I know it was a tough one to kind of figure out what got where, but how do you feel about the list?
I feel pretty good. Yeah. No Cyberpunk and no Flight Sim and no The Sims were all interesting. I think The Sims is the easiest to excuse there because I think everyone has their own Sims, whether it's the first one, the second one, or the third one. Fourth one's probably the biggest commercially, but I think it's it doesn't have ideas that haven't really been done before.
Right.
So I think Flight Sim was kind of the biggest shock for me, but that maybe that's a more niche franchise for people who vote on lists.
Yeah, it could be. I will have to see where that ended up because I honestly don't remember. But it was interesting compiling this list with my new rule. Again, I had that new rule of not having the repeats, and this is me even missing Witcher 3, which again, whoops, I apologize about that. That'll be that'll be something to have in there. But yeah. So our original top 10 was Stardew Valley, Fallout New Vegas. This is going 10 to 1. Fallout New Vegas, The Witcher 3, Hollow Knight, Deltarune chapters 1 through 4, Civilization 5, Undertale, Minecraft, then Baldur's Gate 3, and at number 1, yes, was Portal 2.
Okay. I think that all makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Portal 2 is always going to win.
Yeah, Portal 2, of course, it got up there. Seeing Minecraft again, we don't need Minecraft again. that was in there. I just saw how much it was like. I saw how much of it was. I was like, this is a boring list that we've already talked about. It's not like it's a bad list. It's just we've talked about it all before. So I was like, it's time to pull this trigger and change it up. And where it gets really interesting is actually getting into where we finally got the other games, because again, repeats. Number 11 originally was Skyrim. Number 12 was Celeste. Number 13 was Terraria. Number 14 was Disco Elysium. All of them made it at that point. It wasn't until that after Disco Elysium that we got Final Fantasy 14, then Elden Ring, then Overwatch. And then after Overwatch was Doom 2016 and Hades. And then that's how we finally got Half-Life Alyx, Civilization 6, and Pizza Tower.
Yeah.
So
I'm definitely happy a lot of those made it into the real list, because we've talked about those games so many times, and I think games like Half-Life Alyx and Pizza Tower deserve to be recognized for how good they are.
Yeah, and I think Pizza Tower had a pretty good chance of making it to the modern indie list.
Yeah.
When we get to that, but yeah, there is that one. But let's go ahead and break down. Forgive me if I mess things up because I had to use Pizza Tower threw me for a loop, so I have to kind of adjust how these are listed out. But let's go ahead and do that with see what the rest of our top 50 list is. Press play edition in retrospect, we should have pulled that trigger earlier. Honestly, it did not come up as much as you'd think. Like looking through, there's not a lot of repeats outside of certain systems.
It's when you get to the PS4 generation that all the boxes sort of start to become similar boxes. But
yeah,
even then, PS4 had a lot of exclusives going for it, which isn't really the case with Series X and PS5.
Mm-hmm. Like if PS4 only had one, even Xbox 360 and so forth did not have as much as you think. So Xbox One was all original. It was stuff that later would have made the lists, like Cuphead and Ori, and that made other lists that then got discounted. But originally it was still original. It was indies and PC that did it, and then the multi-platform also all original. Yeah. Nothing got replaced. So it is there. So yeah. But yeah, let's break down our top 50. And at number 11, you were trying, John. It was almost there. Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay. This is still
we're going to see this at some point.
Yeah, it can come out on the PS5 and Series X list still, so I'm sure we'll see it again.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, this is going to be on a list for sure. Number 13, though. Balatro, or not 13, number 12, excuse me. And the numbers are going to be screwing me up. Number 12, Balatro.
Yeah. I think this will come up on the indie list again fairly soon. But yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. At number 13, Fortnite.
It's not going to be ranked in the top 10 for anything then, is it? It could maybe for Series X and PS5, but I doubt it.
I think its best bet might be Switch 2.
Oh, I guess, yeah, just by default, maybe.
Yeah, just because...
Even then, I'm not certain, though.
Yeah, that's... I don't know. It's odd that way, but that'd be my best guess is when is Switch 2 is probably its best chance. Yeah, because, again, we're going to be doing Switch 2, but it's going to be best so far, and I'm going to try to have as much allow for as many games as possibly be in there. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get everything. It's just the effect. We can't wait for that. But there's still stuff I think on Switch 2 worth discussing.
Yeah.
So should be interesting, especially with no repeats. That'll be very interesting. At number 14, Outer Wilds.
Okay.
Which
we've mentioned that before.
We've talked about it, and certainly a great game. Number 15, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Okay, so PS5 or Series X will absolutely have this again.
Yeah.
Zero doubt in my mind that is reoccurring. Yeah.
There is no chance that Clair Obscur is not going to be on one of these lists at some point.
Yeah.
At number 16, we have a tie between Doki Doki Literature Club and Sonic Generations. Technically, I combined both Sonic because of the length, we have the original Sonic Generations on PC and Sonic X Shadow Generations on PC. So I just combined them.
God, it is wild that this spans so far back that Sonic Generations is here again. That was like 2011, right? Is that right?
I think so. Something like that. So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if we'll see Doki Doki Literature Club at any other place, but this not a bad showing for it. That's for sure.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, I went into that game not knowing anything.
Man,
I knew there was a twist, but I didn't know what it was. So that was pretty cool to come in blind.
Oh, I'm sure. At number 18, A Hat in Time.
Very cool to see that too.
Which actually, excuse me, that is also a tie. That is A Hat in Time tied with Among Us.
Yeah. Among Us, we've talked about this before, but I feel like it should get a bit more recognition considering just how huge it is. But it's probably quite isolated to its COVID time when it comes to the masses, even though it's still a pretty big game. But I'm
quite curious where it's going to end up in that case. Let's see. Okay, just making sure my numbers aren't messed up. At number 20. Mass Effect Legendary Edition. So the trilogy, Mass Effect trilogy.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. At 21, UFO 50.
I was thinking about guessing this, but I guess the indies will probably have this.
Yeah, that'd be my best guess. I think UFO 50 will have its best chance in the next indies poll.
Yeah.
Our final indies poll. At 22, StarCraft 2.
I was thinking of guessing this as well, but I don't think StarCraft 2 quite kept its relevance through the years in the same way StarCraft 1 did. It was very big in the early 2010s, but today I don't think so much.
I think its initial release was a big deal, but I know they put each campaign as its own sort of expansion, which is definitely carried on its release schedule. And I think if you weren't into StarCraft 2, you kind of forgot about it because I certainly did.
I picked this up day one. I don't know what made me excited for it, but something did. And I don't know, I bounced off it quite quickly. I just didn't really get into StarCraft 2.
Interesting. At 23, Doom Eternal.
Cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So. I guess all the Dooms are fine here, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Makes sense to see them there. 24, The Stanley Parable, which is on the top 10 list now, so I don't have to worry about that. Let's see. At 25, another tie between Return of the Obra Dinn and Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Okay, cool. I think every Resident Evil has made it apart from 3 Remake, I think, into a top 50.
I think so, yes. And let's
4 might not have. I
don't think 4 has. Let's see. Yeah, Resident Evil 2 Remake has made it in, Resident Evil 7 has made it in, and Resident Evil 4 Original. So yeah, the only remake to have made it in is 2.
Okay.
So as far as our actual top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah. At 27, we have another tie between The Binding of Isaac Rebirth and The Walking Dead Season 1.
Okay.
Yep. So both good games. Walking Dead was a big deal at the time. Really put Telltale on the map, I think.
Yeah.
At 29, Vampire Survivors.
I guessed this in the top 10, didn't I?
I think so. Yeah. Honestly, I think this has a pretty good chance in the indie list.
Yeah.
Because I didn't pick it up until the Castlevania DLC came out, and I was like, oh god, it's so addictive.
Yeah.
And the Castlevania DLC, there's so much to it.
You've got to be careful with this game. You get a lot for a very small amount of money.
And it's like, we'll just do a 30. We'll just, it's each round's only 30 minutes. We'll do that. It's easy. And then she's like, one more.
Yeah.
I could get, if I do it this way, I can get this thing. And it's like, oh god, the unlocking process. At number 30, Sonic Mania.
Cool. Interesting in a list where Generations is also viable for Mania to be quite far behind it.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know which game I prefer.
I think my guess would be that Mania might be more associated with console.
Yeah, maybe
at that point. That's my best guess. We have another tie at 31 between Katawa Shoujo and Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed.
Cool.
What a combo.
Yeah. I would love to see Transformed get higher, but here's what it is.
I think this was its last chance, and it's just not happening.
No.
Unfortunately. At 33, Grand Theft Auto 5.
Mm-hmm.
Which we've talked. It's funny we've talked about so many of these.
We have a lot of it's just we've done that.
Yep, that makes sense. At 34, Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, there's that one. At 35, I have no idea if this series is ever going to get love from our polls. Monster Hunter World.
No, it won't. It won't.
I don't. Yeah. I don't think so.
What Wilds is not going to be on the top 5 PS5.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
Wilds is not going to be. Wilds is not going to make it in over World.
No.
When you get the PS5 and Xbox One, so shame because it's I love to be able to honor Monster Hunter World because it is the game that saved Capcom. So just the way it is. At 36. Hotline Miami.
Awesome. I mean, it's now an indie contender, so that's great.
Yep. 37. Here's a blast in the past. Guild Wars 2.
Oh, I played a bit of Guild Wars 2. I've not really gone into an MMO before. FF14 dipped my toes in. Guild Wars 2 also dipped my toes in because I had a friend in school at the time. That's how. Well, did this come out before 2010s? It must have. Maybe it was college that I played it in.
It was college. I definitely played it in. Guild Wars 2 was 2012.
Okay, it must have been college I was in at the time then. Yeah, I had a friend who played it, so I played it alongside them for a bit, and I had a good time. They had like 400 hours, and I definitely didn't have that. But I had fun playing this.
Guild Wars 2 was my attempt at getting into an MMO because the monthly payment was definitely a barrier of entry for me. So I played a little. On a friend's account, I played a little bit of World of Warcraft. I enjoyed it, but never really stuck with it. And then another friend was like, "Well, check out Guild Wars 2. You don't have to pay for it." And I played it, and I was enjoying it, but also like, okay, I'm done. There's nothing that really hooked me. But it's still, I do have fond memories of it, despite playing it for a very short time.
Yeah.
Tied for 38, Life is Strange and Resident Evil 4 Remake, which honestly, if you take the perspective of Ashley, you could also call Resident Evil 4 Remake Life is Strange.
I guess so.
Oh, excuse me. It's a 3-way tie. Good God. Divinity Original Sin 2 also got the same amount of points as Life is Strange and Resident Evil 4.
Cool. So, 3 awesome games.
Oh, yeah. A lot of ties in the PC list because at 41, we have a tie between Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cities Skylines.
I think we're seeing where there weren't that many votes now because I guess a lot of these games probably had a couple of votes between them and then they just end up jumbled in a similar place.
Yeah, like at this point, like the Red Dead Redemption 2 and Cities Skylines both got 51 points. Like, just we don't have much of a PC audience. Again, only 250 odd votes, so a lot of overlap started happening. Although this is one to keep an eye out on for maybe the Indies one at 43, tied at 43. Slay the Princess.
Oh yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of great things about this one.
It's going to be a very competitive list, the modern indies, but I'd love to see this come up.
Yeah, be very interesting to see if that actually made it on there. I think based off this, I think it has a decent chance.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there. But it was tied with Halo: The Master Chief Collection.
Cool. Yeah.
So,
It was nice to see all the Halo games ported back to PC because like on Xbox you could play those games already, like on 360 and all that. But here, like you finally get 3 and Reach and ODST ported to PC, so that was cool.
for sure. And then at 45, another tie between Hi-Fi Rush and Metaphor ReFantasio.
Metaphor's another one that's absolutely going to be on PS5 or Series X.
Hi-Fi Rush, I think, is also going to make it. These two feel like destined for PS5, Xbox One.
Yeah.
So we'll see. At 47, Counter-Strike Global Offensive.
Okay. Yeah, I guess this in the top 10. It's like there's a really passionate audience that still plays Counter-Strike. And like if you go on like esports and all that, there's still like thousands upon thousands of people watching, but I don't think it reaches the normal guy though.
It doesn't feel like it was back in the day because I honestly, until I saw these votes, I'm like, wait, there's another Counter-Strike. I'll be honest, it completely passed me by. All right, and at 48, I guess, but it's a three-way tie, so it's 48, 49, 50 between Psychonauts 2, One Shot, and Shovel Knight Treasure Trove.
It's kind of shocking that there's no flight sim anywhere in the top 50.
Yeah, let me take a look at where Flight Sim is.
It's both incredibly cool, but it's also very PC as a game. Is it not looking good?
It's not looking good, John. Okay, finally found it. Okay. It got less than 10 votes. That's why I was having trouble finding it. Because I have it separate just to make it easier for me to go through things. If it got 2 separate votes, one for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and then one just Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you combine them, 10 points.
Yeah, that's wild to me. I guess Series X might save it because 2020 is on Series X, so maybe.
It might have its best chance there, but I know Flight Sim is beautiful, but it's also like all you do is just fly around, right?
Yeah.
and that's where I like bounced. It's like it's really cool, but I also found myself like, But then I'm also the guy who's like, ooh, Power Wash Simulator 2. I'm interested in that.
Yeah.
So I have no room to talk. Sometimes it's just that game that you can just zone out to. Yours is flying. Mine is apparently power washing. So,
but with Flight Sim, I think the coolest thing is that the world's just made like 1-to-1 to scale, so you can go anywhere. And it was cool, just like flying around Paris or flying around like Amsterdam or something. But I think the coolest thing is just flying around places that you know and just sort of seeing them all digitized. I didn't really get into the multiplayer, but I've seen people like do like 10-hour-long flights together, where like they leave one airport and fly over the ocean and just chill out together. Like that would take a long time, but I think it's cool you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it does sound cool, but it's also just I don't know if I necessarily buy that experience, but it's like I get the appeal. I absolutely get the appeal. Plus, it's freaking gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah.
So, but yeah, there is our top 50 and also top 10 for 2010 to present PC games. John, how do you feel about the like me eliminating games that already got in before?
I think from this point on, it's very good because Series X, boring little box. there's games. There are games on it, but I think the top 10 without this elimination process would be really sterile, and it'd just be a repeat of PC or PS5.
Yeah, I had to do it for PC because it wasn't that big of a deal. You can kind of label it as kind of a problem with indies, which people definitely wanted to see more of when it comes to that. So you can definitely see that with indies, but the only console before they had even more than 3, like most of it's just 1 or 2, 1, 3, but the only one that had even any more than that was Game Gear, and I think that's just from unfamiliarity with the Game Gear. So that's just how it goes. So Didn't change that much. I will have a complete list, for you all to look at as time goes on, especially for when we get to the wild card, because you will need to know what games are not there. But wild card is not yet. Instead, next time we'll be talking about the top 10 Xbox Series X games. And it'll be very interesting to see what makes that, especially taking out previous winners. So
Yeah. We heard a few games in the top 50 of this list that I think will come back. So Psychonauts 2. That was like number 50, I think it was.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's going to come back. Flight Sim hopefully makes an appearance, but I'm not that hopeful.
I can see Hi-Fi Rush
Yeah.
making it as well. That seems pretty likely. So yeah, we'll have to see what makes that list for the Series X and S. So should be a lot of fun, especially with our new rules. So what do you think, John? Did I feel like this is probably the best. I think makes a lot of people happy.
I think so. I mean, it means more games. It means that more things are
Exactly.
represented for the final top 10.
Exactly. They just unfortunately lost out on us actively talking about them.
Yeah.
So there we go. But yeah, that I believe that'll be it for our top 10 2010s to modern PC games. Thank you all for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing to GVG, hitting the like button and ringing that bell. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/GVGaming with plenty of extra perks. So until next time, bye.